What's going on, guys? I just wanted to get on here and give you guys a little bit of an update because obviously it's been a little while, but just wanted to kind of walk you around the house and give you an update on what we've done and where we are with things. So here we go. So first of all, I'm sure you guys remember the giant dead tree that used to be there in the front yard. We had a buddy of ours come and cut that down, as well as the one that used to be in the corner there. Would always drop limbs and stuff onto that flat roof, and it was awfully close to the house, so we really wanted to get rid of that and make sure that it was never going to be an issue with stuff falling on the house, or God forbid it fall on the house. And then I'm sure, as you can see, we had a new roof put on. That was a pretty big expense, but very much so worth it. I think the roof that was put on there was like 26 years old or something like that. So if we didn't do it now, we were going to be doing it soon either way. But yeah, both of those trees, thankfully we've got a small tractor, or mid-sized tractor, and we were able to pick up all the big chunks and stuff like that and bring it around back here, and we've burnt most of it. There's still a little bit left over there, but yeah, kind of working on it. We got most of this fence tore out, at least the fence itself. New trampoline that my mother-in-law bought for our kids. Still got to come through with the tractor and pull all these posts up, get that all cleaned up, and get a nice area for them to play in. We did get the main roof replaced, but we did not replace the flat roof. It wasn't quite in the budget as of yet, so we're going to hold off on that. It's not in too bad a shape, but it's probably going to need it here in the next couple of years for sure. But as you can see, the AC condenser there, I got that pulled out. The new one is not in yet, but as you'll be able to see here in just a couple of minutes, I have replaced the one that is, or the part of the unit that's inside the house, the coils as well as the furnace. And then here we go, we've got future mini splits that are going to go in, one of them upstairs and the other one downstairs. Garage is a little bit of a mess, but that comes with a renovation, doesn't it? Got everything moved out of here. I've started tearing the ceiling out because in order to get power upstairs, I'm going to have to come in with out of the main panel in the utility room and come up with some 6-gauge wire and go into a small sub panel, and that's what we're going to feed the bedrooms, the bedroom outlets and lights with. But we tore all of this here out. Tore all of that out of here, and see the old ceiling tiles there is what's underneath that. I'm not entirely sure on the asbestos issue. Probably not going to have it checked. I'm going to order buy a paint suit, and then I've got a full face respirator and all that good stuff, and goggles and all that I'm going to put on and bag everything up and dispose of. But that'll be one of the next big projects. And here, just kind of slowly work on this stuff. I got the sink pulled out. There's the new box with the new sink in it right there. Got to replumb up the wastewater lines down here and get that all good to go. And then we're probably going to go ahead and refinish this countertop before we mess with any of that, or before we mess with putting the sink in. That way we don't have to redo it again too far down the road. All right, we'll go ahead and in the utility room, this is where most of the work has been done so far. There's the coil, air handler and furnace, and new filter box and everything that I put in. That was a treat to learn how to do. The hardest part about it was these transition pieces, that one and then that one there. The rest of it was really pretty straightforward. And if you know any basic electrical and plumbing, you could find videos on YouTube and figure out how to do it. But other than that, I recently put these in. So this line right here, that's our incoming for our well, from our well. And then what we're going to do, we've got county set up they're going to come and run water out front, and then I'm going to trench it into the house. I'm going to bring county water in right here. There's a backflow preventer right there to make sure none of the well water goes back into the county system. And then I'm going to have that valve off most of the time and this valve open. So we're going to be using the county water pretty much all the time unless something happens. And then, in the case that something happens and we're having issues with their water, or we have a loss of water for more than a day or so, then we can turn that valve off, switch over this valve, turn it on, and then we'll still have water supplied to the house to still be able to take showers and everything. So go from there, goes into the water filter, over into the water softener, back through here, and then that goes down and over to the both the PEX manifold and the hot water heater. And then all these valves is a method of bypassing. So right now we're running through the filter, up over through the softener, and then it goes through. But if I needed to service this or this, I could turn this valve and this valve off and then open this valve, and that will allow water to come through, bypass both the filter and the water softener, and then just go up, over, and then straight down. So yeah, so like I said, it goes down there, goes under the floor, and then that comes up in that water line right there. Feeds that, and then actually under the floor, right around there's a T. So that line comes in, that T's up, and then the other part of that T shoots over here and comes into this room, small room, and feeds that white line right there, basically up into that PEX manifold. And then the other side of the hot water heater that goes up, over, and down, goes down into the floor, and then that is what that red line right there is. And then out of this, we'll have our cold lines and our hot lines going to each room that needs water. So actually, you can see the hot water line right there that's plumbed up to the cold side. The only reason I did that is so that I can test an existing system in the house to see if it was any good. And surprise, surprise, it's not. I'm gonna have to re-plumb it too, so that's okay. I kind of planned for having to redo everything. I was just kind of hoping for the best, but plan for the worst, hope for the best is what they say, right? But so in the long term, I'm gonna move that over here, and then this will be all my hots, my colds, and if I ever need to work on an individual room, I'll go in here, turn off whatever valve it is on the room that I need to work on, and then all of the rest of the house will still have water. So kind of works like a breaker panel almost, but that's kind of nice, which easy for me to understand because I been an electrician in my past few jobs. So yep. Outside of that, that's pretty much the bulk of it, to be honest. I had made the attempt to do the gas lines, and actually you can see here, that hole right there is where the gas line that I ran came up and was going to come over here and feed the furnace. But apparently that is something that I underestimated as far as how difficult it is to plumb everything up and not have leaks. So it wasn't super hard as far as installing it, but I don't know what the trick is for keeping your gas lines from leaking, but it was proving difficult. So Avery pulled a lot of the wallpaper down out here in the kitchen. Obviously we're going to have to continue that, but right now the priority is to get the house in working order enough for us to be able to move into it. And then as far as, you know, you see the return or the supply vent there, you see the little bit of mold there. That's been there since we bought the house. We're going to, now that I've got the furnace and air handler and everything installed, I'm going to order or buy some treatment for all of that and pump it through all of the ductwork and through all the house and work on mold removal. And then we're also going to pay a company to come in and clean all of the ductwork. Made some small flooring fixes. Just kind of patch that up, and then we're eventually going to come in and sand all of this down and refinish it. That is about as far as I got really on the flooring. Avery did tear some of it up. Some of it's going to have to be redone. Depending on timeline, as of right now, it seems like we're probably going to pay a friend of ours to come in and lay that for us while I work on more mechanical projects underneath the house, like rewiring and stuff like that. Outside of that, basically it's just been demolition. We've demoed a little bit in here, only about, you know, maybe a third of the way done, but Avery came in and started this one day while I was working underneath the house. But we're gonna have to tear all this back out, or tear all this out and, you know, start working on what we've got planned for it. So I'll go ahead and take you guys upstairs. We haven't really done anything upstairs, but I'll give you guys a heads up as far as what we're planning. I kind of told you where that you know, where the wire is going to go for the sub panel that's going to go up here. I'll kind of show you where the rest of that's going to go. Well, I did forget about this. We did, or Avery did. She tore out, there was carpet in here. She tore all of it out. And up here, just like downstairs, we're gonna sand down and refinish all of these floors. I don't know when, but eventually. I'm trying to do all of this without bringing on any additional debt is kind of the factor that's gonna slow things down. So. In the bathroom here, what we've got planned, this is the bit that I hooked into and found that some of it was leaking. I didn't notice anything under the floor and the cabinet or anything that was leaking, but there was the main line that fed up from downstairs up into the floor right there. That whole piece of CPVC was leaking, so that's the part that I'm going to replace and then re-plumb up and hopefully test again, and we'll cross our fingers and be good to go. But in here, I've got some I think it's an epoxy acrylic paint that's made to paint over tile. So basically we're going to convert all the blue to white after we make some patches and stuff to the grout and stuff like that, you know. Like put that piece down or back in there and clean up some of the grout, and then we'll paint over it after we sand it. But as far as this bathroom goes, it's going to be pretty straightforward. Replace the floor, replace the toilet, make sure that the fixtures like faucets and shower fixtures work, and then we're as long as all the plumbing and everything is good, we're just going to use it like that for now. But outside of obviously rewiring everything, so hopefully that won't be too bad though. But all right, so the sub panel is going to go in here. So this is effectively like an attic space. And some of the old electrical is up here. And it is done very, very poorly. Wire management obviously is terrible, but I'm going to tear all of this out. I'm going to go back, so have our main wire coming in, have our sub panel installed up here. I'll probably tear that sheetrock back and install it in the wall, and we're going to go about it like that. So bring it all up to code and all of that good stuff. So yeah, and from there, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna have to rewire the whole house like I had talked before. Actually, this right here is where the upstairs mini split's going to go, and the outdoor part of it's going to hang on the side of the house right here, where you can see there's a flat roof kind of runs right here along the bottom of that. Outdoor part of it's going to run right there, and the electrical is going to come out of this attic space out through the wall, and then supply both this part of the unit as well as the outdoor portion. But yeah, slow progress, but we're getting there slowly but surely. Hopefully within the next couple of months or so we'll be moving in, and yeah, we shall see. I just want to say I appreciate you guys for following along and kind of bearing with me as I try to work on a better habit of making more videos, and I'll try and bring you guys along on more of our adventures. So yeah, thanks again guys. If you like stuff like this and you would like to continue following along, go ahead and follow us at AoK and AoK Life here on YouTube. And yeah, if you want to see more of the financial side of things, you can look up our finance channel. I actually have it linked on the main page here. It's called AoK Personal Finance, and it's kind of us following us as far as like our budget, family finances. I'm gonna have stuff on there like, you know, tracking renovation expenses and all that kind of thing. So if you're into that, go ahead and head over there and subscribe there as well, and give us a like, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one.